know the story of Carmen quite well. I've danced it before and I've seen the opera, so I was familiar with the storyline. And I knew it was set in a tobacco factory in Spain. So I thought, well, we have tobacco in North Carolina. We have lots of tobacco. Why can't we just do it here? But that poses some other problems because they had the main role was a soldier, and I thought, well, why are we going to have a soldier in a tobacco factory in North Carolina? And then I got to thinking a bit more. I thought, well, wait a minute, if we're going to do it in a tobacco factory, we might as well do it in a textile mill, and that way we can really localize the production. The dilemma I had with setting Carmen in Charlotte is where were I going to get my two male leads from? It was easy enough to get Carmen, who worked in a textile mill, but I had to get a soldier from somewhere, and the more I researched about the textile mills and their history, I found out about the big strike of 1934. For that being, in 33, I think, President Roosevelt ushered in the New Deal, where minimum wage was meant to go up, and the mill workers were going to get shorter hours. They wouldn't have to work all day long from dawn till dusk. Hence, when there was a big strike, the National Guard was brought in to protect the mills. So then it sort of started lining up this parallel story of Carmen in Spain. I had a National Guardsman who could now play what was the Don Jose role, and for our purposes, his name is going to be Joe.
When Carmen comes along, he decides to not really run away with her, but he decides to free her, and she's done some bad things, and so he sort of falls for her, lets her go, and gets in trouble for that. And in the meantime, she is falling for him and decides that she wants him to run away with her.
She's beautiful, sexy, passionate, emotional, carefree. She doesn't care what people think about her. She's in full control of her life.
So the only other part I had to really fulfill was the other male lead, which was Escamillo in the opera. And obviously it wasn't appropriate to have a toreador or a bullfighter as the lead in a ballet set in Charlotte. I kept reading, and I found out more and more, and I found out that the textile mills had their own baseball league. And that baseball league was so big, in fact, that it rivaled the American league, and often players would defect because the mill owners had the money to be able to get the great players in there. So I thought, baseball star, he has to be a baseball star. So instead of Escamilla, so we still have that hint of the original Carmen, we just call him Miller. And he's our big hero that saves the day, basically, or actually ruins everything, because it's a love triangle, basically, the story.
I don't think he places her on a high pedestal, but I think he does. He sees it as a challenge. He sees it as a little competition, because she is so beautiful in her own way that he kind of sees it as a relationship to himself. So he sees a little bit of him in her, and it's like, oh, well, if you're the hot thing, I'm the hot thing too. Let's see what we can make happen. New productions always mean new choreography, new people. So having Sasha here, we've worked with him quite a bit. So as a dancer, you can kind of know his style, in a way.
Working with Sasha, it's always an interesting process because he's very driven to not necessarily reinvent the wheel for every step, but to find steps that flow with each other and make them his own and make them unique.
I get so much inspiration from them. Fortunately, I'm familiar with their movement now because I've been working with them for so long and I know what they're capable of. So it's nice to be able to try and push them in a new direction sometimes. I do give them a lot of artistic freedom. I know what I want to say, but I do rely on them to help me say it sometimes. But yeah, I can't say enough good things about them.